Hello and welcome to the Matthew Alton Art channel again. Well, as promised, here I am back with another Fruit Still Life video. I'm spending February doing a series of paintings of fruit in oil paints, and this is the reference photo that I've picked for number 3, Still Life. I did a single tangerine on its own for the first one, then I did some Royal Gala apples, and here I am back with tangerines again, but this time with 2 of them. They're arranged on my mantelpiece. I took photographs of the fruit so that I could do still lives in the future with them, and this is the one I've chosen for this video. Well, you can see here that it's on Arches Huile Paper again, as the previous 2 have been. It's taped onto a board, and you can see as well that I'm starting with the mauve background, a very pale mauve background. The wall is sort of a creamy white, but the light that was coming in from the window, it was blue light, so it's quite a cool mauve, and it goes well with the orange of the actual fruit itself. As you've seen in the previous 2 videos and many of my videos in the past, if you're a follower of the channel, it's when working with oils, it's a good idea to just block in the main colours, sort of a mid colour, and then you can work into those mid colours, because of course oil paints remain wet for a long time, so you can work into those and add shadows and highlights once you've just blocked in the main colours. By getting rid of the white of the paper, you can judge the tones much better from that point onwards, so it works really well. And you can see that it's just flat colour so far, so I've got sort of a dark charcoaly grey for the mantelpiece, orange for the skin of the tangerines. The background, as we said, is a pale mauve, and now I'm just putting the leaves, the green of the leaves in. The green that I'm using here is pretty much sap green, I think, so it's a bit too green for the leaves, so I tone it down a bit and go over them again. As I've said in the previous videos, it can be quite difficult sometimes working wet in wet. You don't want to end up with a muddy painting, but with practice you can sort of, and the right brushes of course, you can start painting over the top without mixing too much with the colour that is beneath. It's just a matter of trial and error when you're learning with any paint, and all paints are different as well, so it's not all oil paints are the same. You know, I have used Rowney graduate oils for a long time, so I've got used to how they stick to the brush and stick to the paper or the surface that I'm using, but also the brush stiffness of the brush can affect how much paint is left on the paper, that sort of thing. So it's a matter of trial and error and getting used to the tools that you want to use and that feel comfortable for you, really. I think we can all agree that at this point, when there is hardly anything on the painting other than the blocked in colours, it's quite an ugly stage of a painting, really. And it's tempting, if you're not feeling in the mood to paint, to feel that it's all going tragically wrong at this point and it looks awful. But you can see by building up gradually, you start to bring in the detail of the subject, and it starts to look something like what you want it to look like at the end. So it's important to keep going. If you're struggling, just keep going, and you can normally turn these things around. Just trying to put some of the light on the top of the mantelpiece there. Now adding the stalks to those leaves, and there's only a short stalk on the right tangerine, but it's got a curled over a broken bit of that stalk, so you'll see me add that in a while. There's a shadow cast under that leaf, but there's also light being reflected behind into that shadow from the wall. So you'll see me tinkering with that quite a bit to get that looking right. You can see that I'm adding the highlight on the right hand tangerine there, and it's a matter of just getting the texture of that highlight right, and that will fool the eye of the viewer into thinking that the whole surface is covered with texture, and it doesn't really have to be that case. So you can see that rather than one strong highlight, I've put lots of dotty highlights of a very light orange to start with, and then just a few bits of bright white where the light is actually strongest, reflecting within that lighter area. And that sort of stippled effect gives the pitted effect of the orange peel across the whole thing. Now I'm working on the leaves, as you can see. The leaves are quite dark green, but they also had sort of like a rust on them. And they were very shiny leaves as well, so quite waxy looking leaves. So I have to try and build up the reflected light on the lumps or the bumps of that leaf, raking across the surface of the leaf. And I do that fairly successfully by the end. It takes a little while to get that looking right. So the leaves look quite patchy really, but they actually were, you know, they had not rust as such, but some sort of mottled black thing going on with them. You can see I'm building it up a bit at a time. Often when you're working wet in wet, you have to go in with a more intense colour than you think you might need, so darker in this case than you think, and lighter than you think, because there is inevitably some mixing of the paint going on with the layer that you've already put on there. So you're sort of having to work out what it will look like when it's blended with the paint that you've already put on. Well, that's how I work anyway. I'm not sure that's how everybody works, but that's how I work. Just putting the shadow of that stalk now on the wall behind. You can see I'm using my trusty bigger brush as a leaning stick there, rather than, because I don't have a proper one of those, but it works fine for these smaller works. This one is, I think, 10 by 8 inches, I think, from memory. Now just adding the split and bent bit of this stalk that I mentioned earlier on. The inside of the stalk is white, obviously, so you can just see the bark of the stalk on either side. So you can see what I was meaning earlier on. It looked really rough before I'd started putting the detail on, but if you persevere through that rough stage, you can actually start to get it looking what you want it to look like. With practice, obviously it takes a lot of practice to get to that level. Just adding the highlight on the other tangerine now, which is just at the edge of the shadow cast by that leaf. And here I am tinkering with that light that's reflected into the shadow underneath the leaf from the wall behind. I wanted to get some reflected light on the right hand side of that right tangerine as well, because the wall is quite bright and you do get reflected light from the wall behind. To do the shadows around the bottoms of the tangerines, I was using more pure red really, and a bit of raw sienna as well, I think, just to darken it from memory. I think it took about 3 hours, this one, something like that. I don't think I'm going to manage to do the 6 in February as I had planned to do before the beginning of the month, because I'm just running out of time basically. But I have done another one that there will be a video of return to Royal Ghana apples for that one again. And I should be able to, I think, just fit another one in by the end of the month after that one. Don't know whether the video will be arriving in February. I'll try and get it done for the actual end of the month. But that'll be 5 out of the 6 completed. And I've really enjoyed actually focusing on one thing and one medium for a little while. So I'm planning to do a few months in the year in 2026 where I do one of these sort of series of works in the month that I pick. It won't be every month. I do still like experimenting with lots of different mediums and that sort of thing. And if I did one thing all the time, I think I'd get quite bored with that. So I'm sort of doing a bit of series work while also still mixing it about. Not too far off from finishing. The actual video for this was cut short. The phone actually ran out of battery or space or something. I can't remember what it was now, but it's only the last few seconds of the painting. Unlike the last video, which if you watched it, there was quite a large amount of that missing because I didn't notice the phone wasn't recording anymore, and I don't really know why it stopped recording on that occasion. But this one has been a more thorough go through of the actual process of these still life oil paintings, so I hope it's been useful for those of you that want to know how I create the work in more detail. Again, I'm not putting any detail on the edge of the mantelpiece there really. I'm just making it look enough like the mantelpiece that it looks okay. You know, the centre of the focus should be on the fruit itself. Well, this is the final painting. As I said before, it's 10 by 8 inches on Arches Huile paper. I did gesso this paper. I know you don't need to with Arches Huile. It's been specially coated so it can take oil paints. But I did find when I started doing these still lives that the gesso seemed to make it a bit less absorbent than it is without gesso on. So the first layers of paint go on a bit more easily. So I'll probably carry on doing that, to be honest. There's no harm in gessoing it. I'm quite pleased with the painting overall. There are things about it that are better than the first Tangerine that I did, and things that are not quite so good. I think with practice you do keep improving, and I am pleased because it's been a while since I did detailed realist still lives really in oil paints. So it's been great to get back into that, and I think the work that I've been doing is paying off. I'm sort of getting there. I get less clangers than I used to. You know, most things that I set out to do work out okay. I don't have to be in the mood to paint like I used to be. I just, if I'm going to do it, I sit down and do it. And I seem to be able to work through that ugly stage and create something at the end of it. Okay, well, I will leave it at that. Thank you for watching the video and taking the time to watch it if you've got this far. Do give the video a thumbs up if you've liked it. And if you haven't subscribed, then do subscribe to the channel. There's another video going to be done definitely before the end of February, and that's the second Royal Gala Apples painting that I've completed. So that will be there. And then hopefully the last one, which will be the 5th, will be just at the end of the month, probably, if I can get the video done. Okay, so I will see you on the next one. Thanks very much, and bye.